Big Mike's Coffee Shop presents the Avery Journal-Times Coaches Corner broadcast. Here is our host, Jamie Schell.
And good afternoon. This is the Big Mike's Coaches Show with Avery football head coach Ethan Farmer. We're here back at Big Mike's Coffee Shop. Coach, it's been a couple of weeks since we've been able to get over here with all the weather and all the storms and all the flooding and everything still going on. Of course, our thoughts and prayers still with those who are continuing to deal with the storm. We know there's a lot going on, and hopefully football will be a little bit of a release, a little bit of an escape to kind of get through what's been going on. I know a lot of people dealing with a lot of loss, and I know a lot of people being active in the community, including your guys as well, as we spoke a little bit about last week. We're able to get down Saturday to Madison High School to take on Mountain Heritage. Coach, I know that game was a 44-7 game won by Mountain Heritage. Can you just talk a little bit about what you got out of that game on Saturday and just kind of what you felt? I imagine it had to be kind of a different sort of setup, having to play on a Saturday at a neutral site against another school.
Yeah, it was. It was a little different. Just being able to, obviously travel down to a neutral site, and then, scheduling was a little off, beat a little bit, and then, certain roads and stuff that you had to get down, and it was just kind of weird. But at the same time, I just know our kids were grateful enough to be able to come back out and still play. It's not the result that we wanted, and. What I learned from that, from a coach standpoint is just this is the second half. And we've been preaching about it all along. And, for our kids too, that was kind of their first week back. It's no excuse at all. But hats off to Mount Heritage for winning that ball game. But, for our kids too. For them definitely being able to overcome a lot this season and, being able to go through what we've been through and, still be able to come out and then, still try to give 110% effort. Definitely one of the good things that I definitely saw, and we kind of hit on that this week. Just what we seen in the second half, and hopefully that's behind us now, and we can get moving forward.
I know Mountain Heritage is no slouch. One of the top 2 or 3 teams in the state, based on what kind of poll you look at or ratings, whatever might be out there. So it's not you're not the first team that's had to deal with them this season. I think they're going to be definitely a force to be reckoned with in the 1A state tournament, of course.
Absolutely.
Kind of wish they were still 2A, but that's between us. But no, folks that are very, very great. Just a really good chance to meet and see some of them folks too on Saturday. Again, we do want to mention Big Mike's Coffee here and just all the autumn items they have available right now, the pumpkin spice, all those apples and pumpkin spices and cinnamons and the different items, muffins and different drinks available. I know hot drinks on some of these cooler mornings. That's gotten to be here near late October. Hard to believe we're already at this point. Of course, it seems like the last month has been a little bit of a blur the last 3 or 4 weeks. So definitely a great time to come out and visit Mike and Jackie here at Big Mike's. Do want to mention they are having a concert event here on Saturday, a fundraising event, I believe just a relief event taking place. So do want to encourage the community to come be part of that. To come out here to Big Mike's. They've been serving food. They've been doing a lot of different things in the community, and we appreciate their partnership and just their love for our community. Coach, looking into this week's game, again, another road trip. This time, I said the venue just got moved in the last 24 hours or so. Originally, it was scheduled to be played at T.C. Robertson High School, but apparently over at Enka High School, that's our opponent this week, they have the water and sewer. They're set to play, and they can host. So we're going to be traveling to Enka for a noon kickoff tomorrow. We thought 1 o'clock was crazy last week. We're going to have noon this week. And so, again, another early start means you guys got to get up early, kind of change the routine just a little bit. When you see Enka on film, when you had a chance to watch them this week, what do you see about them that impresses you? And what do you feel like you guys can do to kind of, I guess, take advantage of some things they do?
Just overall offensive-wise, it's kind of run heavy, kind of like to open up the pass game a little bit. Just being able to see some overload looks for us. Defensive-wise, the ball, same thing. Just kind of seeing like a lot of multiple defenses that we're seeing. Two on special teams. They got some athletes for sure. I think number 4 is one of their key guys right now. We one of their return guys, one of their backs as well. Kind of play like a 2-back system there. Got a big tight end there as well, number 88 as well. Pretty good, solid kid. Up front as well, they're pretty solid up front as well. Just defensive-wise so far too. number 20. He plays running back, and he also plays some fullback as well. Not fullback, but linebacker.
Okay.
They're kind of talented across the board. Our kids have been watching film this week. I know the coaches have been watching film. I've been studying film since I said Sunday. So it don't stop. So I think our kids are pretty much excited for tomorrow. We actually had a good day of practice yesterday as well, and it's kind of just looking forward to it.
How does not having class during the week kind of change you all's preparation and practice and just kind of your routine?
It's different. Being able to, I would say, just being able to get the kids up, kind of get them in the morning routine. It's still kind of, to them, it's kind of still odd. I think to everybody, it's still odd. We're practicing in the morning time at like 10, and then it's kind of getting through the day. But I think next week they're supposed to start back. Some mailing class is supposed to start back next week, so we're definitely trying to be able to work some different things out there. And we don't want to hold our kids all day long, not at all. Just kind of want to get them in and practice and get them out, just so they can be able to enjoy the rest of this time. Obviously we still know that everybody's in the need of help right now,
right?
And it's still off balance just a little bit, but we still got kids that's getting up early anyway to go help out much as they can, then come to practice and then turn back around and then go back. So for our kids and obviously for our staff as well, it's kind of like pretty much like a normal school day, because you're steady, constantly working 24/7. So
I know when we spoke last week, you said a little bit about how I think you said maybe 7 of your players didn't still have power.
Yeah.
How has that kind of been? How are they health-wise, and how are you guys as far as just getting back toward some semblance of normal right now?
It's getting better. We're definitely still praying for everybody, and definitely trying to still get out and help as much as possible. And just for our guys right now, obviously we got 2 that's down this week here, and overall we think those guys are going to be ready to go the following week for sure. Joe Hawkins, you gotta love him. So it never fails at all. So like I said, we're down 2, and we'll be able to have some illness things take place, but I think most of our kids will be ready to play tomorrow for sure.
Enka only has 2 wins on the season so far. Of course, you guys are the 1 win over Rosman, of course.
Yep.
This game we were just talking early before we started recording about just how this game could be a good little benchmark and really another kind of turning point, another turn direction in this season. How much do you stress on the guys the importance of this game this week?
Been stressing since last Saturday, since we got back, and it's kind of once the Heritage game kind of got over with, we kind of just met as coaches and try to hit the ground running early. That Sunday we started sending out text messages to our kids, and then we kind of emphasized that in practice this week. We talk about stress, like I'm stressed out. But in a good way, not in a bad way at all. I think, like I said, that game behind us is past. I think our kids kind of oversee to where right now we've got to get back headed in the right direction. Before the hurricane hit, we were punching and aiming at the right direction, but then obviously things happen in life and unexpectedly. But I can't stress enough how important tomorrow is for us for sure. To head back in the right, in the right state of mind for sure.
I know looking at the game again last week with Mountain Heritage, I know the running game was a struggle.
Yep.
And they've got a great front line.
Yep.
I'm not taking anything away from Mountain Heritage. But coming into this week, how much are you stressing we need to run the ball, well, for positive yards to start with, I guess. But just, again, a little at a time. How are you all kind of attacking that?
We attacked it pretty heavy. I know this week here, that was kind of the first time we fumbled the football last week. So that was one of the key things that we worked on this week. Kind of emphasized that, ball security. We just kind of worked on, back to fundamentals, just getting back to making the right reads up front. We definitely made some strides up front this week here. So especially at practice, offensive line and defensive line. We kind of hit all 3 phases. We worked heavy offense, worked heavy defense, and definitely worked a lot of special teams this week. So just for the most part, after today, I kind of feel pretty confident in tomorrow. We definitely know both teams are going to be ready to play tomorrow. So hopefully for a victory tomorrow for sure. We need it bad.
Absolutely. Every week's important, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
That's kind of a loaded question I threw out there, right?
Yeah, no,
every week's important, of course.
Yep.
I know coming up next week, the practices and tryouts begin for winter sports.
Yep.
And I know that transition between some of your guys that may be playing basketball or maybe wrestling.
Yep.
You have kind of that juggling act that has to happen.
Yep.
Have you all been looking at that and kind of thinking about ways to kind of move forward in that direction?
Yeah, I mean, we talked about it as coaches. Me and Coach Gage definitely got a good relationship. Just being able to talk, because we definitely know our guys are, pretty much everybody's pretty much playing about every sport as possible.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's basically standing behind one another. And right now, obviously we're still in fall sports, and that's kind of the main thing right now.
Mm-hmm.
And then, after obviously football season and fall sports I think that's whenever, basketball season, other things can start. But the support system is there,
Mm-hmm.
and we're all supporting one another through every single thing that took place, and we're going to continue to do that for sure.
Mentioned, of course, basketball. Mentioned the winter sports, and you mentioned, of course, fall sports still going. Our golf team, girls golf, is participating in the state tournament next week.
Absolutely, congrats
over in Lexington.
guys.
Those ladies,
yes.
4 of them going. The Coulon sisters, as well as Molly Forbes and Erica Ralston. Can't believe I remembered all 4 names.
Yeah.
That's great. They're playing down at Lexington next week. Boys soccer continue to play well. 7-1-1. They're taking on Madison on Monday, I believe, at home.
Yep.
So
it's either Madison or Owen. I think it's either Madison or Owen.
Yeah, I think that Madison. I think they're playing at Owen maybe later in the week. That Owen match will be worth catching. And both of them will worth catching. But Owen's so strong in our conference. They, state champion year or two ago, last year before last, and that's going to be a lot to really determine your Western Highlands Conference regular season. But Avery's looking forward to the playoffs there in soccer. That'll be coming up here in the next week or two. But back to football, just a moment. You mentioned, of course, Heritage special teams played pretty decent last week. They had a kick return score in that matchup on a punt, rather than a kick return, a punt return, I should say. When you mentioned earlier a returner, number 20, I believe you said was
number 4.
A returner kind of thing. How do you attack now when you have someone on special teams? Or is it kick away from the person? Is it how's that affecting y'all's decision making when you see somebody on tape that has, you feel like the ability to take it to the house when they touch it?
Kind of, you got to kick away from them. You kind of got a game plan that. But we, kind of went over that, especially on kickoff. We were able to cover some different things there, and just got a game plan forward and see where it goes. I mean, the game plan is obviously kick away from them, but it happens so nobody can control where the ball lays at. So we just got to go from there. But I definitely will say number 4 is definitely a good athlete for sure. The quarterback is pretty good as well. One of the big targets is number 88, their tight end. Plays defensive end for them as well. So they're pretty solid kids for sure.
Yeah, soft hands and can rush the quarterback. That's a pretty good combination, I guess.
Absolutely.
Looking to the rest of the schedule, of course, you have Enka. It seems like it changes about every week. Just trying to make sure to let folks know on the video as well here. But, of course, Enka tomorrow at noon. We're filming this on this Friday afternoon. Should make note of that to figure out when it is. Then the following Saturday is down at Drawn, taking on the guys from Drawn. I'm sure that'll be an emotional and exciting game to be part of. To come together against Drawn. They've done so much up here and been really just such a great partner and friend helping out our school and our area, their team, Coach Powell and that staff there. So we'll be playing them next Saturday.
At 1.
At 1 o'clock. So times are changing just a little bit. They're not all just a 7:30 time now. So noon on Saturday this week, 1 p.m. the following week. And I understand from the athletic department that it's kind of been flux about the Mitchell game to end the season, regular season, as far as where, when, that kind of thing. I think a lot of it's still going to depend on progress on both schools, right?
Fingers crossed. I think it's fingers crossed. I hope it's here.
Yeah, we're hoping if everything comes together that it can be played here for a senior night to recognize these guys.
Absolutely, man.
16. How many guys are you got? 16, 17, 35? No.
14 seniors.
14 seniors we want to honor, of course, and recognize. I know we'll probably recognize the other fall sports seniors in that same evening. Everything can come together. But again, this group has really shown a lot of mettle. Your guys have just shown a lot of compassion and just shown a lot of just heart and just love for this community. And I really would love to see our community continue to support them as well.
Absolutely.
Those who are able, of course. Are there any things y'all are still continuing to do right now as a team to kind of work in the community and kind of help?
I definitely know some of our boys definitely went up towards Grandfather Mountain. I think it was Tuesday and Wednesday. A lot of kids have been helping with roofs and stuff like that. Just trying to help out much as possible. So I definitely know. I know everybody's been everywhere. Definitely just still trying to help, and I know a lot of people are still doing their own things. Cleaning up around the house, and then obviously having friends over to clean up as well. So it's just a good thing just to see, like I said, all our kids, all our athletes at the high school, just in general, coaches as well. Everybody just come together and work hard and continue to try to help one another. And that's one of the biggest things that I continuously stress towards our kids as well. Not just for football, but just for everybody. Every kid I get to see, hey, like if it's hey, but at the same time, just being able to be out in the community. That's one of the key things there. And I mean, because like I said, we all should be a family. And right now, like I said, during the time frame of the hurricane and just being able to see everybody out and about, that kind of meant a lot. So.
No. Just tell them be careful if they handle a chainsaw, right?
Yes, absolutely.
Any of those kind of devices, just be careful. Well, anybody would say that, but you don't need that on the
still a workout, so you should be good.
I'm mad at enough trees being cut, that's for sure. But Coach, again, we appreciate the time always to sit down and talk to you. We'll be planning on doing a halftime report. Last week we didn't get a chance to do it because the cell signal service was a little bit on the shaky side. So we're hoping that Enka will be a little bit better. If we can, we'll bring a halftime report, and if it's a happy recap, we'll have you come by and visit us, and we'll talk to you right afterward as well.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That's the goal.
We appreciate everybody for watching. Give me thank Big Mike's for their sponsorship and being part of the Coaches Show every week. And just want to encourage you to continue to come there here to Big Mike's and get your lattes, get your cappuccinos, get your fix on your on your pumpkin spice, your autumn favorites, muffins, drink, you name it, everything. They've got a ton of stuff here. And they've been doing a lot of things in the community. Again, their concert taking place on Saturday. Plan to come out, and please be here to support that and everything that they're doing in the community as well. Until we talk again, this is Jamie Shell here with Coach Ethan Farmer. We appreciate you watching as always, and hope you have a great rest of your day and weekend, and go Vikings.
Go Vikes.